Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Kahalamna Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash, and also double honor to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Milton rule well, and also Shalom to sincere Akim out there pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. And I'm back again with a quick lesson. And this lesson here, I'm gonna tap a little bit into this video here, and you see here opened up, which was sent to me by the brother from GMS Melbourne. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna play the whole video because me and the brother might do a full live lesson on this, just to touch on a few things that this lady mentions in this video. When she tries to break down Revelation chapter 6, like and other things she speaks on, using Bible prophecy. She goes off. She's on point, with what's going on, worldwide right now. But when she tries to tie everything, happening right now with the Bible, she goes off. Okay, she completely goes off. She gets a few things right, but the rest of it, is history. She tried, but again, we always say these Christians, when it comes to prophecy, they don't know. Okay, they don't know the Bible. All right, so but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give a few precepts and come back here and play the video for I don't know, a minute or so, but I'm not gonna play the rest of the video because, like I said, me and the brother gonna probably do a live lesson on that, So let me go here and get a few precepts and show you also some, why that we might be coming into, energy crisis lockdown. All right. So, saying countries already, representing curfew. Okay, over here in Australia, there might be a rational of few coming up soon, even though the government of here said they today they had meetings and they're gonna basically cut down the price of fuel. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But let's get a few more let's get a few precepts and then play the videos I got prepared for you brothers out there. All right, let's go. So let's start from here in the book of let me go here. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 42. Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9 says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass. The former things are going into all prophecies that already took place." Okay, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. And the new things we're declaring unto our people is the time of Jacob trouble. Okay, it's a time like never seen before. It's a time of famine of food. Okay, so which this whole energy crisis is causing it. Okay, and you're gonna hear one of the video over here. I think the person who's in our video, the Australian, and telling you what's this whole fuel crisis is causing. All right, so we better come into. It's just it's like it said, before the spring forth, I tell you of them. It said, new things do I declare before the spring forth, I tell you of them. And these new things that we telling you people is such as, again, I've been bringing out this precept right here, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So we've been, some of the apostles, the elder bishops, we've been touching, okay, on Revelation 12 and 12, okay, because you have a short time, which I'm gonna get. That's the prophecy that we're waiting on. Okay, this devil is gonna lose his mind and come down with our great wrath upon people because his time is short, and we already seeing him coming down with our great wrath through this crisis he's causing. Okay, this whole thing you see happening. It's a man. It's a man. There's a man behind it. The elite, the top bankers, pursuant to the Bible, they're doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai because they're working on his side, okay, on the left side, and they're bringing certain prophecies to pass, okay. It says in NLT, says you should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. All right, that's saying it's like that's one of the things that we've been telling you people, that in these last days there will be very, very difficult times, man. Another one here real quick. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." All right, to you people that dwell here on earth, woe be unto you. Okay, it says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So Esau, he's running out of time right now. His rulership is being cut short. Okay, the short, this period, the period. It's like, how should I say this? Basically the time that was given unto him to rule is coming to the end. So he's trying to hurry up and bring the new world order. But, by him causing all these crises, making life harder for people. So to where you people are going to have to bow down unto him. Okay. You're going to have to bow down unto him. And so he can, fix the problems that he has already caused. Okay. And which is, he's doing it deceitfully. Okay, real quick. Revelation chapter 19. All right. Revelation 19, real quick. Let me see, what's the priest? Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet," which is, the false prophet goes into is religious, and also his pseudoscience. Okay. And right now, this devil is causing chaos worldwide, and he's gonna come up, all right, like a savior, man. Okay, this devil is trying to play a god. Okay, so with him, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, and this devil, you're gonna see Esau work miracles, man. Like, hey, I'm gonna give an example. The C-19 was crazy, right, to some people, but we knew that shit was inside job, so we weren't tripping. But to these zombies, they thought that was the end of all, right? And Esau, he worked his miracles, pseudoscience, his lies, his wonders worked so well to where people, got squeezed so bad. Eventually, when Esau said the jump shot is here, what did you people do? You went down on your knees, okay, begged for it. Some of you used to go into the fucking hospitals, your your GP, right? Your GP, your chemist, and taking more jump shots. So the raw miracles before him. With him, he deceived them that he received the mark of the beast. So he's going to deceive you people to take the mark of the beast. And the way he's doing it is through these crises he's causing, how he's squeezing you, okay? Making you feel like this is it. You need, and then he's going to come in. It's like he's going to come in and play what? Play a God, play a savior, and introduce a new way of living, which is going to be our reset, and they're going to eventually, it's like what I say what's going on over there in so-called Middle East is that it's going to lead to, what is that? First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. Okay, when they should say peace and safety. And that's what, the time we're gonna come into, man. That's gonna happen, me speaking as a man and see how things are going. I believe that's gonna come in as Esau brings in a solution to this whole energy crisis happening worldwide. Or it could even get worse. Okay, it could even get worse, to where there might be a big FF, okay, on the land of America, all right? And them that worship his image, which is the system, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Eventually, you ones that end up taking the mark of the beast, if you happen to be in the land of America, you're gonna be burned by those ISPM that's gonna be shot upon America. Okay. Let me see if I can get with this right here. I can get the Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, even. So let me start from verse 8. And then should that wicked be revealed, which is Esau, is being revealed right now by what? By the prophets, by the men of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Okay, that's how this devil is being revealed. Also the internet, All right. Your weaknesses have reached out unto heavens, and everybody's talking about you, Esau. Okay, everybody has caught up to you, who you really are, man. Okay, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Okay, whom the what is priest? That's in the book of Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 47. Let me see. Again, I don't want to make these too long, but hey, let me get this precept here real quick. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse, let me get to the point of it. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. Out and how's that being? It's like, who's doing that? First of all, okay, is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua doing so? Okay, revealing who this devil really is. Okay, all your weaknesses is being uncovered, man. So that also your agenda is being uncovered. Okay, thy nakedness should be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. Okay, everything that you have done. Okay, who you really are, those Epstein files, that shit's no more conspiracy theory. That shit really happened. It says, I will take vengeance. I will not meet thee as a man. That's that one, and there's another one in the book of I think Obadiah as well. Okay, but again I won't get those precepts because me and the brother might end up getting those precepts when we do live lesson. So let's come back here. 2 Thessalonians 8 and 11. It says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Hashem shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And the spirit of his mouth is talking about the prophets, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming, which are gonna be those laser beams that Yahweh Shai is gonna be shooting with the laser cycle from the chariot, and also the angels, man. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, okay, with all power, okay, and signs and lying wonders, and that's going into his pseudoscience. Everything this devil is doing right now is nothing but pseudoscience, and that's how also he deceives people. It says, and with all deceivedness of unrighteousness in them that perish. You see, you ones who are going to die, you're going to believe everything this devil tells you, because they receive not the life of the truth, right? You guys don't want to receive this truth right here, even though it's like and then no matter how many times we tell you about who, what Jesus is about to bring upon earth, what's about to happen, you people don't believe it. And look right now what's going on. Some of you still don't believe that this whole thing is being controlled, and also is a way to bring in a new way, a new way of basically a new way of living, a new order. Okay, it's because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved, right? And for these cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion. So you see that they're gonna send Yahweh Ba'ashem is gonna send you strong delusion. It's gonna be Esau causing it, that they should believe a lie. So you're gonna believe everything that this devil tells you, man. Okay, let's go and get Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and that's what you better hear in this video. Okay, and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these at the beginning of sorrows. All these at the beginning of what? Jacob trouble, man. Let's jump down to verse 12 and say, because iniquity shall bound the life of many shall wax cold. Eventually what's going to happen is things are going to get harder and harder, and you're going to see what people losing their mind, stealing, okay, breaking into people's houses. It's already worse right now. Now imagine when the curfew comes in, where electricity is not on, it's been turned off. People are gonna fucking watch. Okay, let's jump down. Verse 21. For then there shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be, and it's going into Jacob trouble. Okay, and that time is closer and closer, man. All right, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. For the elect's sake, the days are going to be shortened. Okay, we don't got another 5-10 years here, man. With the way things are moving. Okay, let's go from there and go. You know what? Let's get here. Again, I'm not gonna make this lesson long. What am I gonna do is just like, let me open this right here. Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then. It's like he answered. I'm reading this in GMBC. So he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see some of the signs I have told you about have appeared. Okay, so all these signs are appearing right now that are leading unto Jacob trouble, right? You will know that the time has come when God and Mosiah will bring judgment on the world he has created. Judgment is about to come. Okay, there will be earthquakes, national rebellions. National rebellions is about to hit all-time high. Okay, international intrigues that's happening. Unstable leaders. You seen all this happening. Confused rulers. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what God Mosiah Yahweh have spoken about since the beginning of creation. And how did he speak these things? Through his prophets. Okay, so the beginning and the end of everything that happens in his word are clear. All right, everything is clear, man. All right, so let's go from there and jump on to 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50. For many great miseries, okay, calamities after calamities, trouble after troubles, plague after plagues, right? For many great miseries shall be done to them that in a lot of time should do it in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And people right now, I know, preparing to what's about to happen. Everybody right now is in a lot, okay? And I'm talking about the 2/3 of our people in your wicked Jake. You just in here loving this world, okay, doing things of the world, man. All right, let's go this way. Okay. This is the book of Luke 21 and 34. It says, take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that they come upon you unawares. Let's read this in the NLT. It says, watch out, don't let your heart be dulled and carousing in drunkenness and by the words of this life. You see, because people get drunkenness and basically be caught up into these ways of this society, like a man, and like a man in his liquor. Okay. It says, and by the words of this life, don't let that day catch you unaware. For verse 35, I'm reading in NLT, like a trap for that day will come upon you, will come upon everyone living on the earth, the ones who are watching, right? It says on verse 36, keep alert at all times, and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these coming horrors and stand before the Son of a Man. And that's the only ones who's going to do that are the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the ones who are chosen, okay, the ones who are well, okay, well invested into this truth, man. Okay. Isaiah 33 verse 6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So knowing what time we're in, okay, knowing what's going on worldwide, okay, knowing that the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we're gonna be okay. Lord willing, we have that faith to endure unto the end. So wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength, okay? And that's gonna be our strength of salvation, okay? Because eventually that's gonna lead on, knowing all things, what's going on. You trusting in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is gonna lead unto you receiving salvation, because you're not gonna end up bowing down to this man, okay, to this devil. It says the fear of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is his treasure, and it starts by fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Because you're gonna have a lot of people fearing Esau more than the fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because Esau is gonna squeeze and squeeze, and these people are gonna do what? Lose it, okay. Now let's go from there and get you know what? Damn, I said it's gonna be a quick lesson, but I don't think it's gonna be. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Let me start from verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I bring, let's start from verse 1. Behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I put in thy mouth, said the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And everything that we've been telling you people is not about what the prophecies of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, man. Okay, we're not here debating. Okay, he making lessons that don't got nothing to do with what's going on in our time. Which, you know, I'm not saying if you do a lesson to encourage your brothers or going to a few breakdowns, going to, you know, how to, do certain things according to the Bible. I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing that. What I'm trying to say is like what these camps are doing, okay? Doing lessons on how to prosper, you know, debating, breaking down scriptures wrong, okay? Just causing fucking mischief, using the Bible, man, okay? We ain't got time for that shit. And we ain't doing that, man. The prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua never did that. You don't go in the Bible and read somewhere Jeremiah was doing this, Isaiah was doing this, debating, No, man. Okay? If you're a watchman, you're a watchman. Your job is to warn the people. Okay? Verse 2 says, cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And you're going to see, man. All right? All these prophecies that we're waiting on are going to happen. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee that speak against thee. That's unbelievers. No matter what you say, we don't care. We're gonna go ahead and keep prophesying. Okay, keep doing the work. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. You're gonna die in your unfaithfulness. Okay? Because you not believing is that gonna make the prophecy of Yahweh shall not happen? No, they're going to happen. So behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine. Okay, famine is coming, death and destruction. All right, and that's what we're about to see. All right, let's go from here, man. Let's jump to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 in verse 17. Woe is me, who delivered me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and the beginning of Jacob trouble, man, and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of woes, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall do when all these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of scourges. Behold, victory shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils go upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay, we might see, a cool down in the midst of these, okay, or not, okay. It could just get worse and worse, and then Easter coming without peace and safety, and from there, we know what happens, man. All right. So from there, let me just play this video, okay. Let me start with this one. Oh yeah, you know what? Before I do that, let me go here. Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to his voice, and that's going to happen. Okay, with all these, with this crisis, energy crisis, and this curfews that ISIS is bringing in, you're not going to be able to see another man, or see, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, or hear another man's voice when the internet gets shut down. There's no power, there's no way of communication, man. Okay, Second Ezra chapter 15. Let's go to it. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see that? Okay. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. It's gonna cause people to start looting and all that. A man shall have no peace. It's like a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
These rules have been imposed nationwide to reduce the consumption of oil-generated electricity. Egypt's capital, Cairo, is known for its vibrant nightlife, but life has almost come to a standstill as shops, restaurants, and eateries are forced to abide by the new 9 p.m. curfew. The restrictions were imposed as energy prices and bills skyrocketed due to the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran. The curfew was announced by Egypt's Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, who has
up, and on top of all of lock in because you're not ready for this.
There you
We
go.
only have
Right.
around 30 days of fuel left. And if this gets worse, we are not just talking about higher prices at the petrol pump. We
And
are
now
talking
this,
about
Australia-
actual
Australia
fuel
could do the same thing.
rationing in Australia.
The fuel crisis that we're facing right now is clearly one of supply, and our disappointment is that the government has yet to solve the supply crisis that is now seeing wholesalers. We're hearing stories of rationing of petrol and diesel, particularly in regional areas. There are so many solutions being thrown out there. This is Chris Bowen's job. He's had to hire a fuel czar because clearly he's incapable of doing his own job. That's, I think, a real disappointment.
We are quietly moving towards a possible major food crisis, and it could hit much sooner than people expect. So the question arises, how exactly are Aussie households supposed to deal with fuel crisis and a food crisis at the same time? And also, the question arises, how exactly are Aussie households supposed to deal with fuel crisis and a food crisis at the same time? And also,
Well, that's this preset right here, real quick. Revelation. Let me read it real quick. Revelation chapter 6, and verse 6. And I heard a voice and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, those four beasts are angels. It says, say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou here nor the oil or the wine. In the NLT says, I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings say, a loaf of wheat. It's like a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley would cost a day's pay. Things is gonna get that expensive, man. Okay, your day pay roughly, the average salary, I want to say 200 a day, 200, 300, you know what I mean? A day, I want to say 8 hours of work, 200, something like that. It could be less than that, so it's like here, but you might go to shop trying to get a few items, and that shit, will cost you a day's pay, man. All right. So what do you think that's gonna cause? Famine, lack of bread, man. This is a loaf of wheat bread. It's like a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. And don't waste the olive oil or wine, which is going into the truth. The truth is gonna stand. And so when it's in the King James, it says, "See thou here nor the oil or the wine," which is going into this knowledge, man. Okay, this truth is always gonna be here, and the ones who got it, they cool, they're good, they covered, because Isaiah chapter 65, real quick, to remind you, man. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahushai. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, because it's like, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So the servants of Yahweh Hashem are going to be taken care of. Okay? Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
so how did we get here?
Water is going to be provided.
And what
Behold, my
actually
servants shall
went
rejoice,
wrong?
but
Hey
ye shall be
guys, it's
ashamed.
Scott here.
Because
Now,
we're
I
gonna
do want to
going
be
through it.
very straight up
All
with
right?
you. This is one of those situations
come
where I
back here again.
generally don't understand where this ends. Because it's just when you think... I do want to be very straight up with you. This is one of those situations where I generally don't understand where this ends. Because it's just when you think...
All right, so I'm not going to play all these videos. I'm just parts of it, and then last one is going to be here.
Order out of chaos. Create a problem so they can then...
when we get the brother, got time, we're going to, tap into these things. So listen to this lady right here.
Order out of chaos. Create a problem so they can then...
Right, before I play the video, I have to get this preset right here real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. I'm going to start. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so his weaknesses. So you can never trust what Esau does or says. Okay, so a lot of our people gonna bow down and trust this devil. Okay, let's jump to the point of it. In verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry, right? An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find
usher
him
in
there
their
first.
solution. The
Because he's the
International
one who
Energy
caused it.
Agency has released
And
some
though he
parameters
pretend
for
to
what
help
sounds
you,
to be
yet he
like
shall
a
undermine
possible
thee.
energy
And that's what this devil
lockdown,
is about to
and
do
it
right
sounds very similar
Okay.
to what we went through 6 years ago. Now, I'm sharing this because I noticed a lot of you have not heard about the energy lockdown discussion.
A possible energy lockdown, and it sounds very similar to what we went through 6 years ago. Now, I'm sharing this because I noticed a lot of you have not heard about the energy lockdown discussion.
So it says here, road transport fuels, air transport fuels, cooking fuels, oil use in industry. It says encourage public transport use. That's what they be telling people over here in Australia. Alternate day car access in big cities, right? Use scooters or you know what I mean. The electric scooters, buses, yeah. Work from home where possible. That we seen that during C19. It says lower highway speed limits.
That I believe that are coming, but I also want to tie this in to biblical prophecy and how I think this all fits together with what is coming biblically. As you can see, it's pretty similar to what we went through a few years ago. Now, this is just my opinion, right? But if they decide to do this, which I believe that they will, I believe we are already seeing, the beginning stages. I believe all
Years ago. Now, this is just my opinion, right? But if they decide to do this, which I believe that they will, I believe we're already seeing, the beginning stages. I believe all.
It says New York City is proposing World Economic Forum WEF from inspired law that will require a blackout to be put in place to save the energy grid, known as the Dark Skies Protection Act. It will require businesses
roads are
and
leading towards
residents
this.
to turn
This
off
will differ
non-essential lighting
from
between 11 p.m. and 5
2020
a.m.
in
If
the
passed,
regard that
Times
this will be a
Square will be
forced
will be
lockdown.
exempt
We
from the
won't
law.
have power. We will not have the opportunity to just sit in our homes with our Netflix and our refrigerators. We will have no power. We will have no internet. We will have no fuel. And unfortunately, we're already seeing the beginning stages of this. We're already seeing countries put measures into place to preserve
No power. We will have no internet. We will have no fuel. And unfortunately, we're already seeing the beginning stages of this. We're already seeing countries put measures into place.
fuel. We're also seeing potential airport
There you go. Slovenia becomes first EU country to introduce fuel rationing.
We're also seeing potential airport.
It says breaking. The Daily Mail reports that the TSA is on the verge
closures
of
because they
potential
want to
closing
ground us.
airports
Now, I want
as
to
the
input
government
something for those that
shutdown
don't realize.
continues to trigger
This is
serious
all
staffing
manufactured.
shortages,
All of this
leading to
is intentional. It is by
significantly
design.
long.
Closures because they want to ground us. Now, I want to input something for those that don't realize. This is all manufactured. All of this is intentional. It is by design.
Yeah, so we know how this devil operates, man. The scripture says, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Okay, let me read it. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should gain an advantage of us, right? For we are not ignorant of his devices in the NLT. So
The war that we are watching is manufactured so they can justify an energy lockdown. This is also interesting. This was released back in October, talking about a National Guard response force due to civil unrest, and they wanted all 50 states to have National Guard deployed by, guess what, April of this year. Now, in my last video, I talked about how I personally believe that once the rapture takes place,
Wanted all 50 states to have National Guard deployed by, guess what, April of this year. Now, in my last video, I talked about how I personally believe that once the rapture takes place.
That she starts talking about the rapture. It says anyway. It says breaking California just went back. Now I don't know how long this was. I want to say maybe this was. I don't know how long ago this was, because my wife just got back from Orange County. She was over there, Mesa Costa or whatever. Damn, Costa Mesa or whatever. Yeah, Costa Mesa. She just, was over there also down, San Diego or those, by those areas or whatever. He says, no one, clear codes, no answers, hundreds of thousands without power.
They will hit the switch for the power grid. They will pull that narrative and they will have a complete blackout, complete power grid failure for X amount of days. And today, this morning, California went dark. Also, in an effort to curb energy bills, we see kind of like a curfew being implemented over in Egypt. Something is definitely coming. Something is definitely brewing, whether that be a full power grid failure, the rapture, or a complete energy
kind of like a curfew being implemented over in Egypt. Something is definitely coming. Something is definitely brewing, whether that be a full power grid failure, the rapture, or a complete energy.
The rapture. Fuck the rapture, man. The rapture ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, lady. Just, again, Christians just don't know the Bible. But so with that, man, I'm gonna just keep this, this right here. Lord willing, me and the bro, tap more into this.